Sunday Sharpe, do Sunday Sharpe, do Sunday Sharpe, do. Ah, hello, one person. Thank you for joining me on this fairly standard Sunday evening. Let's be honest, not a lot going on. So what do we have in store tonight? What's been going on in the fish room? Any random stuff I think of, and we'll see where we're going there. Oh, and the one person who is here is just left, so I'm sat here talking to myself, quite literally, again. Oh well. I should just sit here and roll a ciggy then. And we shall see if anyone else joins us. Or is someone else streaming over other people's stream times again? There seems to be quite a bit of that going around at the moment. While we quite adjust the camera slightly. So there we go. Yeah. Someone's back. We have someone. We have a personage. And it's a human personage because they've hit like. Thank you very much. Let's see if we find out who it is. It's Simon Clark. Hello, sir. How the devil art thou? Oh, we have more likes than people now. This is getting strange. Starts a minute to go on. Right, so as we have someone here, we can start waffling. Excuse me. And yes, shirt has been in the wash this week. Don't worry. It's Ricky de Hoyos. Hola. How the devil are you, sir? So, it's fairly brief what's been going on in the fish room this week. Not a lot. No real. Yeah, it's that bloody Sharpe again. Sitting here with a smirk hanging out of his mouth. Putting the world to rights and annoying and trolling people. That's generally what I do. I am your local friendly internet troll. So yeah, what's been going on? Standard water changes. The double water change week for the fry rack. Obviously double filter cleans as well. No births, no deaths, no weddings. Not having any more of these. Oh no. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, the joys of being out of work means not a lot happens. Although we did get a nice sizable order this week come in, so we now have, well, as the title said, 8 foot 4 inches of plex appeal, because we sold 8 foot 4 inches of Plecos this week. Well, today, to be perfectly honest. Yes, that's 100 bristlenoses at an inch long. We can do the math. 30 shrimp, 20 ram's horn snails. So, yay, I can eat this week. Yes, it also means we can have a bit of a rejig up here. The plex in the top right can go into the bottom. And that means empty tank. Yay! Have I any experience with angels? As in the kind, or the kind of diamond-shaped angry cichlids. I had one of those once. She was called Dorian, and she turned psychotic murder fishy on me. So that's all the experience I have. And Eduardo, hello, sir. And Mr. Bob Kaler. And it's a good job I love you, Bob, because I could have hated you when I saw that video you put up. Green Phantoms, you swine. You know me. Yeah. and also loving the saltwater mollies as well. Finally, a marine fish that anyone can afford. You can have a saltwater tank and you can fish and cycle it using mollies. Yay! So you can make sure everything's working right in the tank before you start adding fish that cost a small fortune. I'm not hating on your addictions, I'm just hating on you for having the fish I want. Although, to be fair, I'd rather green dragon or blue dragon, because they're the bristlenose variant of the blue and green, and eat their weight in algae daily, yeah. That's why I buy algae wafers by the £2 sack, Bob. And that's why my Pleco tanks get twice weekly water changes and filter cleans. Yeah. Yeah. They poop more than I do. That's saying something. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Yeah, I say gorgeous fishies. And let's be honest, if we can breed the expensive Plecos, we can make quite a bit of money out of it. And I make enough money out of the standard bristlenose. So, and I also got some other good news on that front as well. Turns out there were 2 of us supplying the same LFS with bristlenoses. And the other lady, so the other person, a lady, because if I say the other lady, that makes it sound like I'm a lady, and everyone knows I'm not a lady. I might have the chest, but that's it. She's had enough of breeding bristlenoses and got rid of all of hers, so I'm now sole local supplier. Rock on. So yes, we might end up having to get another pair of common bristlenoses. I'm sure someone around here would be able to sell me a breeding pair of bristlenoses. Maybe just to get them off their hands so they don't have to deal with them. Yeah. If I could sell 1,000 bristlenoses a month, I ain't gonna have to work. So, haha. Yeah. So that is pretty much all that's happened this week. Is water changes, cleaning stuff, watching some streams, trying to sleep, watching some interesting stuff on YouTube. Not fishy related interesting stuff. There's Scotty Too Hotty. When do I retire my female mollies? Generally, I retire fish when I go from doing that to that. Is, yeah, they're just in there and they breed, and then at some point they kick the bucket. Evening Scully, not Mulder and Scully, just Skull Aquatics Scully. Yeah, so I've not really retired any fish, as it were. I tend to find live bears generally don't have very long lifespans anyway. Oh yeah, yeah. Check out my plecs, Patty. Look at that. See, I need a bra. But hello, Patty. Yeah, basically. It's one of them things. Is yeah, they just. What am I going to do? I'm going to take the female molly out and put it in a tank in another tank without any male mollies, and then deal with 3 more batches of molly fry in that tank. It's again. Yeah, the 8 inches, you can have that in private chat, Patty. The 8'4" is 100 inches, which is how much bristlenoses I sold this morning. Sold 100 inches of bristlenoses. Oh, yeah, well, sending my thoughts to Mr. Chattanooga Ed and Chattanooga Ed Senior. Bob, that's always bad news. Manly man hugs. Thoughts and sympathies. Oh, Patty's going to show us what's in her box later on. Ooh. Hands up, who wants to see inside Patty's box? Eduardo, put one of them down. You only need one hand up. And that came out really badly as well. But yeah, so it's never really even occurred to me to retire a fish from breeding. I kind of assumed that, like us, at some point or some age, they would just stop on their own accord, run out of eggs or whatever. Yeah, I'll say he will be. He'll be a knowing Ed. He'll be sat in the waiting room going. He'll got been biting his nails so far. He's got down to the 3rd knuckle. And again, that sounds bad talking about Patty as well. Oh well. Yeah. Well, as we know, I don't do the praying thing, but I will send positive thoughts and healing vibes and all that good stuff. Breeding age prematurely. Yeah, apparently it does that, Bob. Apparently, yeah, children are just bad for your health generally. Smoking is probably better for you, to be honest. It's cheaper. Oh dear. No, smoking is bad for your health. Do not do it. Smoke contains chemicals known to the state of California to cause birth defects and other reproductive harm. Yes, we get those labels over here too. I've even had them on radio control car motors because there's lead in the solder. Yeah, like you're going to eat enough motors to make yourself sick with lead poisoning. Copper will do that to you first. Or all the magnets rattling around in your guts. And Ian's here. Hello, sir. Bring some class to the equation. And again, I will actually apologise up front. Well, I say up front. Apologise for anyone who accidentally may have clicked on my shorts video this week. Get used to it. I've got a whole list of those I'm going to do. Various different song parodies. Easy now, Sharpe peeps. Evening, Daniel San. Oh, Danny boy. Yes, it is your fault that Mary decided she wanted donuts the other day. And she watched your video from, was it Tesco, with you getting all the stuff that you can use in fish keeping and munching your way through a box of donuts? Yeah. Both of us, well, I've always got the urge to eat donuts, let's be honest. You've seen the shape of me. But it also gave Mary the urge to eat donuts. Lumpy dog. He's pulling the Hulk pubes out again. It is. And one of this week's videos will be me water changing my shrimp tank. If you are a shrimpy person, be sure to be sitting down, because it may upset you. And there were a lot, well, there was a lot. There was a couple of large mats of Hulk pubes came out. It looked like I'd had a bath. No beers, just cheapy energy drinks tonight. We're on the Relentless, because Monster still won't sponsor me. Moon boots, I haven't heard that since the 90s. Was it the 80s? When I was a kid, I had a pair of moon boots. They were awesome in the winter. Waterproof and warm while all the other kids were wearing wellies. I loved my moon boots. They were metallic blue. Yeah. It's weird how someone's YouTube username can give you weird flashbacks. A hot mess of live streams last night. I was asleep, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. Because if the chat's going nuts, the last thing you want is me adding to it. Yes. So I watched Graham of Aquarium Adventures. Ka-ching. The only other regular UK freshwater live streamer. Friday nights, 9 PM GMT. And then I went to bed after that, to be honest. I was tired. No, it was Friday night, not last night. Duh. What did I do last night? Passed out, basically. Oh, thank you very much, Michelle. It's because I did the water changes. I do my water changes early in the week, which means all the muck has settled and been filtered out again by the time it gets to Sunday and the stream happens. No, so I can't be guzzling beers. I do not drink at all. We had a slight alcohol issue a while back, so teetotal now. But it doesn't matter. I can still act like a complete arse while sober. I have no shame. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. I can act like I don't care. And then when I wake up in the morning, I haven't got a hangover. Yeah. I didn't get a hangover for about 10 years. That's because I never sobered up. Just finished a 30-hour shift. Oh, you have my sympathies. I've done 24-hour shifts, and that was bad enough. Damn. No, that's not good. Yeah, get yourself to bed. The second your head hits, mind you, it might be the other way. You could find that you can't sleep because you're just so tired that your body won't shut down. In which case, if you're struggling to get to sleep, nick an energy drink. It'll give you enough energy to fall asleep. Weird, I know, but you can have a beer, don't worry. I haven't got a problem with other people drinking, I just can't myself. Oh dear. My Dan's in the bath, everyone. Now I was drinking minimum of 700ml bottle of vodka every day for several years, and then beers and stuff on top of that. So yeah, I quit. I've done my bit for the UK tax. I'm probably still pickled inside. Exactly, Eduardo. Cake is better. You get the same belly, but you don't get hangover. And And if you feel sick from eating cake, well, that's a good way to feel sick. So at least it tastes a bit like cake when it comes up. If you exactly, Lumpy. I'm nuts anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If anything, me drunk is quiet, and I'm one of those people who gets drunk and then gets quiet, then gets really sullen, and then gets massively aggressive. So, you know, it's just best not to. I'll smoke and drink energy drinks and Coke instead. If I was still drinking, I definitely wouldn't be here anymore. Eat cookies. Ah, yes. Cookies, soft biscuits. And vodka makes Bob belligerent. Are you on the vodka, Bob? Eduardo's always very quiet. Nothing like waking up in the shed. Yeah, I've been there, lump. I've been there more than once. In the shed, under a park bench, bus stop. In towns or villages, I have no idea where the hell I am or how the hell I got there. Yeah, I've done that one as well. Where you have to wander around the town enough. Let's be honest, it's normally on a Sunday morning as well, which doesn't help. You have to wander around enough to find the local store, so you can figure out where you are. Hopefully, it's like insert town name, village store, or something like that. Then you have to figure out where the bus stop is. Then you have to figure out how the hell to get home from where you are. And it can take basically the entire day. Because on a Sunday, it's Sunday service. Which means you're lucky if you get a bus every hour. You're not belligerent, Bob. Oh, that's quite a good nickname. Especially if you say it in a Rowan Atkinson style, Bob. Yeah, no script. When you wake up on a Sunday, everything's closed, and you can't figure out where the hell you are. Yeah, I've been there. That's when you start looking for road signs, Eduardo. You can't. Yeah, you're in a little village or something. Everywhere's shut. There's nothing that's obviously got a name on it. So you start going to the various junctions looking for road signs, because you generally know your localish area quite well. So you can go, right, well, if Wyndham's that direction, Norwich is that direction, Outbar's that direction. I must be somewhere out towards Hingham or Watton way. Yeah, and you can work it out that way. Brennan, evening, misfit. Who can read when hungover? Yeah, unfortunately, you have to learn to, Eduardo. Yeah, so one too many Sundays feeling like death cooled down, trying to find my way back home. And one too many hangovers kicking in at 1 o'clock at work. That was not good as well. Evening, Lady Di. How the devil are you, my dear? Quick, I'd the cigarette. Yeah. I I should have some really good and interesting stories from that period of my life, but I can't remember it. Literally. The whole the mid to late 90s, early 90s is just a blur. I really don't remember much of it at all. You know, we've got a Shelley squabble going on. That's your piece of lava rock. No, it's not. It's your piece of lava rock. I don't want it. Hey, sort it out. There's not that many of you in. There's only about 20. So yes, there we go. What else has been occurring? A YouTube channel I've been enjoying this week. So enjoying may not be the correct term. I've been finding interesting, and it's actually based. It's an American channel based in America. It's all, and it's called Faces of the Forgotten. It's basically the dude goes around touring cemeteries, telling the stories of the people who are interred there. Basically, finds an interesting story, finds the grave, tells the story while visiting the grave. Yeah, it's been very interesting so far. I say Faces of the Forgotten, so it wouldn't be like famous people. It'd be someone that is forgotten, and he brings them back. And yeah, let's say interesting. Some history going on. It's kind of weird looking at American graveyards compared to English graveyards, though. There's a lot more ostentation going on with American graves than there is with English. Oh, thank you very much, Danny boy. My tour of AK Reptiles and Aquatics. To those who watched that, hope you enjoyed it. No stories today unless one comes up. Bob loves faces. I figured you might watch it, Bob. If someone wants a story told, I'll figure one out. Willie Mac, hi, big fella. Apologise. Had one too many sherry. No, you out of order, Willie Mac. You're never out of order. Jeez. I'm more out of order, stone cold sober. Just woken up, just come back from church. Oh, than you ever are. No, you definitely got nothing to apologise for, Willie. Yeah, he's been going through some murders. So I just find it interesting. Although, and there's this sneaky camera work, yes, and Wild Mary appearance. Although I did the sneaky, and there's a Wild Mary at the end. Completely missed the fact that I just pointed the camera at her right at the start of the video. She stood right beside me. But hey, bit of comedy. And yes, anyone who's watched that and not got that I was taking the mickey out of most things. Yeah, this is salty stuff. I have no idea what any of it is. I could read the box, but then yeah. Jimmy P. Oh, Lady Di would like a story. Did I do one not this week, but last week? I think I did one last week. Yeah, I did the Babes in the Wood. Wayland or Wailing Woods. Oh, and at some point this year, when the weather's a bit better, myself and Mary will be taking a wander around there. Let me think. What have we got videoed? What have we got recorded for this week already? We've got part 3 of the bristlenose breeding, which I'll probably put up tomorrow. Then there'll be a silly short on Wednesday, and I haven't got anything recorded for Friday, so I can do a local history / horror story, Lady Diane, that's not a problem. A little bit of research to do. I'm sure I can figure it out. By research, I mean reading a couple of books and then maybe Googling something. Once you've dealt with local history or you live somewhere, you kind of get to know roughly how things work. You got Pleco babies as well, Lady Di. Oh, congratulations. Love your pleclets. Enjoy your pleclets. Pleclets are awesome. They pay the bills around here. I got rid of 100 today. Hence the title. And if someone else wants to do the maths on what another 640 plecos is, an inch long. Yeah, if someone wants to figure out what 640 inches of plecos is in feet and inches, or yards and feet probably, maybe even getting to miles, then that's how many I've got left. And Kenny's here as well. Evening, sir. How the devil are you? Yeah, so I'm trying to remember what's in part 3 of that. I think part 3 is just some random waffle about cave time and wafting and fanning and things like that. Oh, thank you very much, Bob, the $5 super chat with the karate little box thing, I think. 58.3 feet of black. Yes, I've still got 58. If you add the adults in, I've probably got, add the adults in, I've got 60 feet of pleco at the moment. It's kind of scary to think about like that. And that pair are probably due fairly shortly. They're doing plenty of om-and-omming, and Spotty's been cleaning his cave. Fred and Ginger are overdue. My feeding schedule is generally once a day. A tour around Aberdeen. I think I went to Aberdeen once when I was about 8. I can't really remember the way around. There are definitely some Scottish paranormal channels, and is it Aberdeen? I think it might be Edinburgh. I think there is actually someone who does ghost tours around. It might be Aberdeen, might be Edinburgh. I know there are ghost tours available because I have seen videos of them. I'll see if I can dig something up. It's probably just as easy if you type into Google Aberdeen ghost tour, click. You'll probably get a website turn up. My feeding schedule for Plecos. Now, I always keep things simple. I don't overcomplicate these things. Oh, bless you. Well, as we showed earlier, we buy sacks of algae wafers. We buy rapashi food, which we don't feed very often because it's very expensive. And catfish pellets. Literally, it's just a sinking pellet. And I just chuck a few of each pellets. Depending on the size of them and how many there are. Just the standard sinking pellets go in, and generally for let's show you, it's easier. So like these guys will get 3 or 4 algae wafers a day. Marek, my dear, how the devil are you? As I say, there's 150 in each of those tanks, and they get 3 or 4 algae wafers and a dozen or so pellets every day. If I remember, when I go shopping, I'll also grab a zucchini, chop it into sort of 1 inch thick, inch and a half, maybe 2 inch chunks. Jab it on a teaspoon and chuck it in. Literally, just chuck it in. Don't be pulling it out after 24 hours or 2 hours if they haven't eaten. No, just chuck it in, and when all that's left is a spoon, take the spoon out. That's pretty much as far as I go. I'm glad to hear you're getting better. Yeah, the Cookie Monster, the Christmas present, I think it was, a year or 2 ago, with a Pleco cleaning his crotch. There you go, he's getting a blowy now. And he's getting his eyeball sucked. It was kind of bought as a present, kind of as a bit of a joke, I think. But I had to put it in a tank, and it just seemed sensible to stick it in a Pleco fry tank. Yeah, that's pretty much my feeding schedule for my Plecos. Just bung some algae wafers and pellets in once a day, job done. Or if I'm having broccoli myself, say, or cauliflower, I'll chop the stems, because you don't eat that bit, it's nasty. And literally, again, chop them up into like 1 inch and just drop them in the tanks. They soon disappear. Broccoli can be interesting because broccoli's got quite a hard skin on it. So you have to be careful when you do remove that. You have to be careful that it's not full of pleclets when you lift it out. Ask me how I know. But don't worry, pleclets can survive on carpet for a few hours. Yeah, it happened. Did a bunch of work, water changes, feedings, all that kind of stuff. Went and did something else. I think I went and did, I had a nap. Then I went and did the shopping. Came back to put the shopping away and found a Pleco on the floor. Green bean this morning, they're all over it. Yeah, they will. It's easy to tell whether bristlenoses are going to eat something because they're either on it straight away or they ignore it. If after a few hours there's nothing on there, pull it out. They're not going to eat it. It's pretty much how it works. Night, Danny boy. He's off to bed before the fry tonight. Yes. 30-hour shift. No. I wouldn't want to be doing 30 hours in a week, let alone in one shift. Yeah. Oh, who was it? It was Jeff Rose Fish Keeping. He actually, it's going back a few years now, but he had a series on his channel of Pleco versus, and he'd be put all sorts of stuff in there just to see what they'd eat, and pretty much anything is the answer. Trying to keep the mesh breeder box clean as possible. That's the thing, you don't have to. They enjoy munching around in the mold and the gunk to find whatever it is they find in there. I use the plastic breeder boxes, and there's a fair bit of mold in the bottom of them. But once a week, when I do the water change or whatever on the tank, then I'll get the artificial inseminator out and suction out some of the gunk. Same with the fry tanks, they're not perfectly clean. There's muck and mire and gunk in the bottom of them, simply because Plecos and snails like muck and mire and gunk. gives them something to nom on 24/7. So they will basically eat all day long, every day, if given the chance. I say you can feed a lot, but you don't have to feed a huge amount. You can't really overfeed them because they will still eat it. And Canadian Aquatics, a new name, unless someone's had a name change. Greetings and welcome to the channel. If you are new here, I'm not your standard. I'm a bit weird. G'day, yes. Week number 10 of asking if I watched a ritual. No, I haven't. On to week number 11. I promise I'll get around to it at some point. If I can remember my Amazon Prime login at any point. Which I really do need to, because at some point that tablet is going to die and then I'm going to be stuffed. Because the tablet I use to buy stuff via Amazon on is now 8 years old. It no longer supports YouTube, the app, so you have to go through the website. The built-in Google no longer is supported. Facebook won't update anymore on it because that's not supported. Free 1, 2, 3 movies. Cool. I'll get there eventually. Yes. It's just brain forgets stuff. My short-term memory is basically non-existent. And I missed a patch when I was shaving, didn't I? I missed the white bit as well. Oh, no, never mind. If I need to go to the loo later, I'll just go take it off. Yes, 1, 2, 3 movies. 4 pirate copies of every movie. To be fair, some of those pirate copies are probably better than the original. Anyone else remember the old bootleg VHSs where you get someone getting up and walking past the screen in the middle of it? Because they had literally just they'd rented the movie from Blockbuster, stuck it in the VCR and hit record on their camcorder. Then they had a copy machine and they just sold copies of it. Yeah. I remember those. I had a few. That was generally the way you got hold of adult material back in the day. Those are the bootleg tapes. Have I seen Nightwish live? I haven't, I'm afraid. Only DVD and YouTube. Yes, one of my favourite bands as well. It's nice that someone actually recognises the shirt. And it doesn't hurt that I may have a slight crush on Floyd Jansen. I may have a teeny tiny crush. Just a little one. Yeah. And actually, one of the shorts parodies I've got is based on a Nightwish song as well. Don't worry, it's not a Floor song or an Annette or Tiger. It is a Marco sung song, so it's not going to be too bad. But yes, we do have a Nightwish parody. What's new in the UK fish world? Swallow Aquatics now have 100 Bristlenose Plecos in stock. Not a huge amount, really. There's no earth-shaking, earth-shattering news. While apple snails are now legal to keep, mystery snails are still illegal to keep. Don't worry, Merritt. I'm not going to try and sing operatic vocals. And hey, the whole point of them is that they don't sound good. Don't get COVID 2 times in a. Yeah, I don't plan on getting it once, Merritt. But yes, no. Such both bits of wood. The fact that I managed to work in a store even throughout the whole of the first year and a half and not catch it, and the fact that I still not caught it. Oh yeah, Marco is a hell of a guitarist and singer and cool looking dude. Alien acknowledger. And the whole band seemed cool. I'd love to share a drink with Troy. I think Troy would be great fun. He just looks like the coolest geography teacher ever. Now, that might just be me cracking badly. Might be the chair, might be my bones. I can never tell. Yeah, I've not seen a live band for donkey's years. I think the last live band I saw, proper live band, we're not talking pub band. I think it might have been 9 Inch Nails. Yeah, it wouldn't be the Manics. 9 Inch Nails. It was either 9 Inch Nails or Cradle of Filth. Yeah, that's probably me then. Let me wiggle the plugs around and see if that makes a difference. Sounds like I've got popcorn. That might be the bubbles. Might be my voice. Crackling is on my end. Oh well, there we go. Perhaps if I clear my throat and speak more clearly, it might go away a little. It could always just be my internet connection, because these things do happen, as we had the Freezy Uppy stream the other week. So, yeah. Still got a blue light on the router. Yeah. Internet playing silly buggers again. There must be a lot of people using it. Or OpenReach have dug the road up somewhere, or something's frozen up. Yeah, so it's been fine downloading. It's been uploading lately. It's been a bit of an issue. It literally took 4 hours for the video I put up Friday, which is 10 minutes long. It took 4 hours for that to upload and then not render, process. But really? Normally that would take 15 minutes. Although my laptop did decide it was going to do an update in the middle of it without telling me. No, you didn't, but it's probably best to. Probably best to see a cardiologist. You've got hearty problems. So make sure he warms his stethoscope up. What are you staring at, you silly shell dweller? That's the back of the tank. This inflatable flex is not even a reflection. It's black plastic covered in algae. Oh well. Yeah, so back on the live music, what I don't get, see the videos when you watch them, and all the people in the crowd have got like, earplugs in. You've gone to a concert to see and listen to a band. Why are you trying to block the sound out? If your ears aren't bleeding, it wasn't a good concert. Don't be so precious about your hearing. You won't go deaf from one loud noise. Oh, come on, let's be honest. Headphones, Walkmans, all that, they have one volume setting, maximum. But I mean, you can tell it if you watch like the YouTube reactor videos. It's too loud. I like my music quiet. No, you need to be able to feel it in your chest. That bass should be like being. That's what the bass drum should do to you. Yeah, that's how it should be. But I'll say you do get some of the reaction channels where you watch it, and they come through really loud, but they've got their headphones turned down so quiet you can barely hear the music they're reacting to. So you turn it up to hear the music, and then they deafen you when they start talking. No, turn the music up so we can hear it as well. But it's loud. Well, then stop buying crappy headphones. Buy decent ones, and it will sound good loud. Yeah, S is always right. It's always C. The answer is C. In this case, C, what the hell Sharpie's messed up. Or C, what OpenReach have dug up. That's the other one. I get these piddly little in-ear buds, and they're like, oh yeah. No, they sound like garbage. No, you have no bass in those. Evening, Stevening. I said that whilst trying not to burp, so that's why that sounded weird. No, I've not got COVID. I was just clearing my throat. Maybe a bit TMI, but my sinus has been having to clear out the last couple of days. Then some people turn the background music up so loud you can't hear what the person's saying. Yeah. And it's always some god-awful background music as well in it, lump. It's safe to say that's not going to happen here, because that involves editing. And we know how Sharpie feels about doing editing. It's too technical. I'm very much old school, one and done. Turn camera on, hit record, waffle, say goodbye, turn camera off, upload. So in my videos, if the background volume is too high, that's because the place I'm recording at is bloody loud. No new fish, Marek. No, we did look today. There are a couple of shinies, a couple of purdies that I thought, ooh, and then went, no, you've got nowhere to put them, Sharpe. There were some very pretty orange pike cichlids. No. And some extremely, I was very this close until common sense took over. I had the salmon pink rainbows. I don't know what flavour they were, what their Latin name was. They were rainbow fish and they were salmon pink in colour. They were really cool. Maybe expensive, but they were really cool. Am I familiar with impotent sea snakes? I'm familiar with trouser snakes. I'm not familiar with the impotent part. No, but I'm assuming you're not joking, Ricky, although I never can tell in chat. I'm guessing there's a flavour of sea snake that has decided it's going to be sterile. Now, that normally is a sign that one part of the species, normally the female, is developing male's bits. See, the sea zebra down here is a swim meadow. Quarantine tank. It was the yeah. That's sometimes. Yeah, not all humans get on. Sometimes not all fish get on. I mean, my last remaining panda cory who died a short while ago. Whatever. Rest in peace, panda. Yeah, he was a loner. There were 5 of them in there. Was it 6? I think it was 5 or 6 originally, and the rest of them were always together in a group, corying about. And Panda was always on his own. There wasn't any fighting or anything, but he was the only one that carried on. Evening, Matt. Liquid Zoo. OnlyFans. Meet. Yeah, Canadian. That's a really good idea for the swim bladder problem. Is a shallow tray. I didn't think of that one. I'm not saying I'm awesome and I should have known it, but I'm saying I didn't think of it. It makes complete sense, though. Yeah. So sheer. Odd one out. Yeah, he was. The odd one out, and he was the one that lived 3.5 years. The rest made it 6 months to a year. They were only the second fish I ever owned, as in I was the one doing the care. Now, we're not counting childhood goldfish in a bowl without a filter. We've got 100% water change once every month when the water went really green, and we never heard of dechlorinator or filters or heaters or. So it was goldfish bowl, goldfish goes green. You take the goldfish out, you stick it in something else. You scrub out the inside of the bowl, get all the algae off the glass. You fill it back up the water out the tap, put the goldfish back in. That's how we used to do it. They lived quite a while as well. Yeah, so panda cories is one I'm looking for. And the only ones I've seen so far have either been really tiny, or just really sickly looking. When you see panda cories and they've not got any colour, so it's not a. It doesn't take a genius to figure out when a fish looks ill. They kind of exhibit the same sort of symptoms as we do. You go pale, listless, lethargic, just want to be alone and away from everybody else. That's pretty much what you're looking for. Or a lot of spots on them that shouldn't be there. Again, Sharpe oversimplifying things. That's what I do. I usually put 2 and 2 together and come up with 4. Sometimes it's like 4.1 or 3.9, but you know, close enough for government work at least. And if I put 2 and 1.4 together, I come up with pi. Pi. There we go. I'll leave the math jokes out of it. Oh, it's that time when the YouTube or Google Chrome decides to tell me all the stuffs. Oh, we have a Ricky. Ah, yes. It's the Diboyos. I just realised I'm in top chat. I know there's probably not enough people here to worry about being in live chat rather than top chat, but you know, I'd like to do it. It adds an air of professionalism, not normally found on my channel. Let's be honest. And Todd Rundgren would say, "My peas are popping." That could just be me. If it's not the internet, it could be my voice, because my voice does some weird stuff from time to time. It either gets really croaky or it gets really crisp. And I was singing Louis Armstrong to Mary earlier, so that might explain some of it. Pretty sure it probably is, because you know it's what a 4-year-old Logitech webcam. Probably needs the dust blown out of it. If I do that right now, it's going to deafen everyone. So I'll give it a and shake after the stream, or at some point during the week when I remember. It could be me speaking too loudly. It could be the microphone playing silly buggers. Yeah, it probably is the mic. It might be me speaking loud with lots of saliva, which is not helping. Relentless flavour. If it was perfect, people would think there's something wrong anyway. It's only when I talk exactly, because so it's either my actual voice or I'm speaking too loudly and the microphone is clipping. Although I do believe I have the microphone turned down. So let me know if it's better when I speak more quietly. It's just mute. I'll have a look at it later in the week. And say it could just be that the mic is very sensitive. I know it is, so if I'm getting loud, then that could be the problem. Because when I speak through my mouth, it is probably okay, but when I speak from down here, oh, we got trolls again. Bring back the fun trolls. Come on, come on. Remove user. And dun, dun, dun. Remove. There we go. There we go. Troll sorted. And Jason's here as well. Hail Hydra. You do realise that one's going to stick for quite some time. That's going to be a joke for just as long as Shanna working in the lube factory is a joke. Lady Di's got it. Speak amongst yourselves while I just roll another cigarette. And again, as I say regularly, this is the world's worst YouTube channel. If you want to know how not to YouTube, watch my videos. I will show you how not to YouTube. Yes, we are a bunch. We're fish keepers, we're all weird. I mean, that's like you got me and Bob spending our time away from our fish watching videos about graveyards and morticians and that kind of thing. Yeah, so I've had a busy day, lady day. So catching what I had to catch this morning, fish and shrimp and the snails weren't exactly hard to catch, but catching what I had to catch this morning meant very little nicotine went in this morning, and being with Mary all afternoon meant very little nicotine went in all afternoon. So my body is going, I need more nicotine. There is too much oxygen in my nicotine stream. Also, result, found out these cheap clicky lighters are actually refillable. The valve on the bottom does work. Money saving tip. And yes, I even had a can of butane lighter gas as well. Well, to be fair, the ones in the ashtray still look like that. So it is something to do with my hands. Because otherwise you don't want to know what I might be doing with my hands. Yes. Should we have a bit of a Tory tour of the tanky wank? We will rephrase that. Nothing like a good Calibri. Anyway, so tanky wise, here we have snails. Do 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 do. All you really want is snails. So yes, the pink and blue Ramsey hornsies and some Mollies. Empty. Somewhere around there. Baby super reds. We've seen up here baby bristlenoses and Mollies. Bristlenoses. Hello, Connor. Been a while. How are you, sir? Go over this shoulder because this shoulder is slightly less knackered. Some algae on the glass, as usual. Some electric blue acaras and Pleco of the Year award. Here's Spotty. What else is out? Neon Rainbow. I promise you there are clown roaches in here. I just, anytime I decide to sit down, it's coming on in there. Things are growing again. It has been, Connor. It's been quite a while. Shrimpies are shrimping. We've got, can we see? Doesn't really show up, but Missy Crib has got her breeding plumage on. She's got her pink and black stripes back. Yeah, carnage. And then they call it Shelly Dwelly. And then Shelly's doing Shelly things. Well, we get quick shot of the baby up the back. We have baby Shelleys. Actually, no, that's just a reflection of Mollies and Corys. The baby Shelleys are right down the back there usually. Come on, there you come. There you go. Oh. Steve's been watching one of the older baby endlers swimming around with a younger one in its mouth. Yes, Snacko. Yes. Bigger babies will eat smaller babies. 2 weeks ago, there were about 50 Molly fry in there. Now there are none. Actually, they didn't really survive more than a day or so before they got munched. Keep an eye, because if someone sees the clown loach behind me, let me know, and I'll get the camera, and we've got to do the fat loaches. Shelly's a great fun lady die. It's just so easy to look after. It's a bit of a water change once a week, clean the filter out every once in a while. That's about it. You haven't got to worry about any plants because I'll dig them all up. And you haven't got to worry about making a pretty scape either, because they're going to rescape the tank how they want it. All you have to worry about is making sure any rocks don't fall over on them when they dig everything out from underneath them. So the rocks in there are all stacked from the bottom of the tank on the glass, and then the sand went in afterwards. And the bit of lava rock is just what happened to. Actually, I think I put the lava. No, I did try a plant in there. It was in a pot, and they kept digging it, so I put lava rock in the top, thinking, chunks of lava rock that'll hold the plant in. They won't dig that out. Yeah, it turns out shell dwellers can easily pick up bits of lava rock and spit them around the tank. It's a fairly regular occurrence to just ping, hear the pieces of lava rock rattling off the glass. I'm doing it right now. Yeah, they're very cute little fishies. They're friendly. Yeah, they have their territorial disputes, but it's more than actual fighting. Michelle had 70 Dalmatian Mollies, and she's only got 20. Yeah, the bigger ones ate the smaller ones, or even the parents ate them. Pretty much anything. It's just the way it is. Big fish eat small fish. You can even get it in the same batch of fry if one of them grows quicker than the rest. Because these Mollies did throw, there were a couple of actual full albino pink-eyed Mollies in those tanks, and I haven't seen them for a while, so they probably got eaten as well, which is a shame because albino Mollies are cool. Tend not to see them very often. I don't think I've ever seen them in a store. So if I could breed albino Mollies, that would be a cool one. So there are only 3 adult Mollies in that tank. One of which, bless her, I think maybe on her last legs. The other 2 are pregnant. But the one that I think maybe on her last legs has been beaten up by the Ikaras a couple of times. So, yeah. And the Ikaras are peaceful, except for a few days every month when they get the horn and then they start nesting, and yeah. Yeah, there is that problem, Michelle. If you're looking to sell them or get credit, that is annoying. Yeah. I mean, I did call, so when I was talking about this week's order, I did ask if they wanted any mollies, and they said not at the moment. But hey, just means I get bigger in my tanks, and then when I do sell them, they'll be even prettier because the layer tiles will have come out. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts. I'm also wondering if they've been eating snail eggs as well, or killing snails, because there's quite a lot of empty snail shells in there. There's no assassin snails in there. And yeah, so it might be time to take the mollies out, which I can do tomorrow when I'm emptying that tank of bristlenoses. Move the mollies back up there. Just to keep the cycle going in there until the next bunch of baby bristlenoses go in it. And while I'm doing it, I'll take the bigger mollies out and stick them in there. It does seem that the Ikara don't actually eat the baby mollies. It's the other mollies and the clown loaches, and probably the dwarf neon rainbow fish is having quite a lot of them as well, because that's narrow and zoomy and can get the places that they like to hide. Whereas their preferred hiding places around the sides and the back of the breeder box, because the bigger fish can't get to them. But the dwarf neon rainbows are very narrow left to right, and they can get, well, the one I've got left now can get up there. So I think he has quite a lot of them. But, you know, that's the other thing I'd like to try is get. Lesson learned is I didn't know the fry would eat each other. Are they from the same parent? Because I've found that fry from the same parent tend not to have any issues. If you've mixed batches, then you can. I mean, admittedly, I've got some rather large and rather small, but I don't think the rather large ones are actually big enough to eat the smaller ones yet. And again, as sad as as cruel as it may sound, mollies are great fish. I mean, most fish eat their fry. Two separate mothers, same father. Yeah, I don't know. It might just be cannibalistic by gene. No, so I mean, when it comes to eating young, all the live bearers do it. Most of the egg scatterer is the wrong term. There is another term for it scientifically. But, you know, your tetras, your rasboras, your rainbows, anything that scatters its eggs or spawns in a mop. I mean, even cories. Tell that to my guppies. Yeah, they will do it. They probably are, because each female guppy is dropping between 20 and 30 fry every 4 weeks. So in a couple of months, you'll get hundreds of them if they don't. But also, if you keep them well fed, then they might not feel the need to. Not that I'm saying we should starving hers, but yeah, it's one of those things that I say, even Corridoras eat their own eggs. I've sat and watched them. I've sat and seen them lay the eggs on the glass, and by the time I've got something to put the eggs into, which is like a couple of minutes, they've eaten the bloody things. Got about 100 guppy fry at the moment. You sold some. Good. As I say, the breeding for profit thing is one thing. Like the Pleco farm, But say live bear or whatever, if you just breed enough to sell enough to even just pay for the food, or for some more fish, or go towards, it's all good. It is a big step to get to the point where you're self-sufficient from breeding fish, because you've got to sell a lot of fish. So I know for a fact with guppies, mollies, platies, those kind of fish, I'll get like 20 pence or 25 cents a quarter per fish. So you've got to breed hundreds of them to make money. Whereas, like the bristlenoses, I get £1 each for the commons. The shrimp, I get 1.25 for a cherry shrimp. So yeah, that's just far more sensible for me to breed. And they're easy to breed. Once they start, they just carry on. And they're easy to look after as well. The shrimp, you just kind of ignore it and more turn up. And the plecos really aren't difficult. So what doesn't produce as many? The shell dwellers. But the shops sell the shell dwellers for more money, so I get more money for them. Same with super red bristlenoses. I'll be getting quite a bit more for those. Got the shrimp tanks next on the list. So I've got 2 dedicated shrimp tanks and 1 kind of accidental. So we've got the Skittles tank down there, which is all sorts of colours. A lot of wilds, blacks, reds, willies, whatever. We've got the blue tank, which is the little 15 litre 4 gallon, which is starting to pick up now. Actually, just today is the first time I've sold out that tank. And then we got the accidental one in the mini flex, which is producing quite nicely. Although typically this morning when I went to catch out there, all the big ones decided to hide. And I'm loath to disturb things in that tank because we have 3 clown plecos in there, and up until now all 3 have been living hidden up in the back of the tank behind the wood. But this week I've noticed one has dug itself a hole underneath one of the rocks and is living in there now, which means in theory there could well be a male and a female together up the back of the tank. So we might get baby clown plecos. Fingers crossed. Baby clown plecos would be awesome. Again, I wouldn't get a huge amount for them, but they're an easy sell as well. Because not everyone has, in the UK, a 10 gallon isn't a small tank. In the UK, a 4 gallon or a 3 gallon is a small tank. 15 gallon is quite sizable. So bristlenoses aren't necessarily suitable for the smaller tanks, whereas clown plecos are. And aside from us weird fish nerds, most people have plecos for one reason. They'll have 1 pleco in the tank for one reason: eating algae, because they don't want to clean it themselves. And if you've got a small tank, you want a small pleco, and clown plecos cover that perfectly, because they're also pretty to look at if you ever see them, that is. So mine were broken when I first got them. They were out and about all over the place, but now they hide up most of the time. So if I do get them, what's a pleco like a bristlenose that isn't a bristlenose? Clowns, rubber lips, Medusa, and Pammy Lala's here as well. I didn't see you sneak in, Pam. I'm sorry if you said hello earlier and I missed you, but thank you for posting Lady Diane's channel link. Yes, but then very sneaky. And there's Mr. Y-Rock, which admittedly I would probably pronounce incorrectly for the American pronunciation, but I would pronounce the German pronunciation of it, which would be with a V. The always a European existence. Yes. The Clown Pleco for 4 years, seen it twice. This is why I got 3. No, I got 3, so I was kind of sure I had a pair, and hopefully we could breed them. Yeah, so mine are out fairly regularly. I normally see them in the morning and in the evening as they're munching away on an algae wafer. Although it's quite sweet when they sit there waiting for the shrimp to have a munch, and then the clown plex will get onto it. So the thing, like a bristlenose that isn't a bristlenose, there's so many different varieties of bristlenose these days. So you've got your common, your super red, which is orange, your leucistic or sunshine, the lemon blue eye, the albino, the snow whites, the green dragons, the blue dragons, calicos. So there's so many different flavors of bristlenose out at the moment. Some are obviously a lot more expensive than others, the whites at the moment, and you got the short and the long fin. The long fin whites are rather pricey, although I would like a pair. Have to get a job first, then find a tank I can put them in. Might need another tank. Dee Dee is here. Mwah. How are you, my dear? Yes, I'm sure there's a lot of smaller size plecos. I mean, all the monsters. The rhinos don't get too big, I don't think. I say Rebecca would know extremely well what those are, Jason. Freshwater Ichthyology, who was in Graham's chat Friday night. You go check her channel out. What she doesn't know about Plecos isn't worth knowing, really. Yeah. But, you can never have too many Plecos. Well, you can. It's when you run out of tanks. Don't think you got any albino across of albino, calico, and lemon block. You're going to have some weird colorations there, Lady Diane. It all depends which is the stronger genetic. I'm not sure which is dominant in that. Because you got the leucism. You may get some calico blue eyes. Now they would be cool. Calico blue eyes would be really cool. They would definitely come under, little calicos. Yeah, so I mean, because in here we have Spotty, who is the common. Calm down, happy Caras. You get your grumpy Caras at the moment. Yeah, it's that time of the month again, isn't it? Yeah, we're doing chasey. But yeah, so Bertie is a common bristlenose and Spotty is a sunshine. So not albino. She's got the yellow of the lemon blue eye, but she's got pink eyes. Now, of the however many thousand of babies I've had from them, yeah, they're both boys and they both get the horn at the same time, Dee Dee, so they get a bit grumpy for a few days. But yeah, so out of the however many thousand bristlenoses I've had from that pairing, every single one has been a common. I've not had a single albino, calico, anything like that. I'd love a silly saucerfish tank and a chiclet tank. Yeah. See, if I did a silly saucerfish tank, I would do it my way, purely to upset the discus aficionados. It would be same water change schedule as all my other tanks, treated exactly the same as all my other tanks. Tap water, safe, job done. And it'd either work or it wouldn't. And because discus are expensive for some silly reason, I'm not going to try it. Chiclet tank. Technically, we got one there. The shell dwellers are all cichlids. Does anyone in here have a channel that needs subs? Oh. I don't know. I think you do, Dee Dee. I think we need to get you some more subs, some more pineapples, some more scribes. I mean, I don't say no, but you know, I'm assuming you're already subbed. So you may find, I mean, if they're fairly young, Lady Diane, it might not show yet. But what I find is if you've got one long fin and one standard fin, you get generally a 50-50 mix of short and long fin in the batch. So we can't get the camera close enough to really zoom in or anything, but the super reds down there, they are 50-50, long fin and standard fin, short fin, whatever. Yeah. I've only done a few shorts before, and I've just decided to go silly with them. So one a week and just make them comedic and silly. They get the views. Obviously, you can't monetize them. So I get a nice view spike from them, but the watch time is pathetic, and obviously no advertising revenue. MD Fish Tanks, his aquascaping is beautiful. Yeah, he's got some very pretty tanks, and he's a nice guy. But it's just not for me. I like to set up a tank and leave it set for years. I mean, my first tank, the Fluval Flex, is pretty much the same as it was when I set it up when I first got it. I mean, there's a couple of bits of rock that I've taken out, and the wood's in a slightly different position because it fell over, and the plants are different, but you know, it's ostensibly the same. I'm not one for, okay, we've got all the videos we can out of this tank, and this is probably just me being a cynic. It's not just him, it's a lot of the aquascape channels. They'll do a tank, they'll do their videos on it, and then a few months later they strip it all down, get rid of the fish, and start again, which isn't for me. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not for me. I like my fish breeding. It's two different parts of the same hobby. They diverge at shell dwellers. Yeah, he's quit his job and that's what he's doing for a living. So yeah, he's got to do what pays the bills. Technically, I do as well because this and breeding is what pays my bills. I'm just not tech savvy enough to do it all posh, and I'm also not energetic or lively enough to do that kind of content. I was like, yeah, his studio's brilliant, his tanks look gorgeous. I'm not knocking him, I'm just saying his style isn't for me. You're his pimp. Hell no. There's only one thing I pimp, and that's shrimp, and plecos, and snails, and anything else I can breed. So shell dwellers, mollies, cribs, whatever. Yeah, I forget what I read and sold. Breakfast champions this morning. Yeah. But yeah, so it'll probably be. It might be this Friday. It might be the Friday after that the water changing the shrimp tank goes up. Depends if I remember to do another story time this week. I shall see what I can dig up. Not literally, because it's going to be a ghost story. We're not going to be digging up human remains just for a YouTube video. I'm not quite that desperate. Yes. And I know a few people have already done one, but I'm working on, I say working on, I'm whirring things through in my head of the costs electricity-wise for keeping fish tanks. And because in the UK we do have smart meters, basically the electric meter is inside the house and it will tell you how much electric you're using at any given point. So you can monitor it very closely if you need to or want to. It can scare you if you've got a lot of fish tanks, it's best not to. Yes. But I joked about it earlier, I do really need to go to the loo. So if you've got any questions, stick them in the chat now. Think about it, stick them in the chat, and when I come back from draining the vein, we'll get to them. If I can stand up without making weird noises. Right. Let me just finish off my water change. Ooh, that's pricey, Michelle. And yes, while I was up there, I did trim that bit of hair. Cost of everything's tripled over the year and a half. Yep. Shortage of supply drives prices up. Always is the case. Unfortunately, but hopefully, I say things will return to normal, but you know, capitalism. Now the price is up, they're probably not going to drop it again anytime soon. Until they get to a point where they've got a load of lumber that they can't sell, and then they'll have to drop the price to sell it. Pardon me. Not buying anything except from Costco. So it's a nice shed, more like a bungalow. Proper shed. More of a summer house. A she shed. A lady cave. Oh dear, yes. Not a lady shave, a lady cave. My shed is just a lean-to. So literally the wall of the house, and then there's the garden fence continues down the side, and there's a roof on it with a gate or a door at either end. Well, a door at that end fell off. So I say fell off. The wind got up, blew it open, and ripped it off. And it works better that way, because it means I don't open it up and get a face full of cobwebs and spiders. Although there were some starlings nesting in there last year, so we shall see what happens this year. There's a hedgehog lives underneath it, starlings nest in it. As Dee Dee does indeed rock. Full of hubby's power tools and gardening equipment. That gets them out of the way of elsewhere anyway, Michelle. There's an old dryer in my shed. Just because I haven't got around to chopping it to pieces yet and throwing it in the bin. It's been several years. It pretty much works as a shelf and a drawer. Because, you know, it's nice and flat and it's at a nice height, so you can stick stuff on top of it. And there's stuff that you really want to keep dry. You open the dry door and chuck it in. Yeah, I mean, I'll say my man cave, my spare bedroom. Yeah, that's got everything in there. It's got fishing gear, power tools, toolboxes, all my modelling stuff. You can put a loft in it. Well, yeah, I'll add extra insulation, which will be good. Oh, another new sub. Cool. Yeah. Sheds are a very English thing. And there is even a subset of people that are known as sheddies. You can't put tanks up there. Well, no, you can't, but it'll keep the downstairs warmer. Stop power tools from freezing up. And the gardening supplies. because nobody likes to go out to the shed and get their hands on a cold hoe. Ooh. Ooh. Lady Diana's trying to get me all excited now. She's admitted to being undressed. You ladies, you do it to me on purpose, don't you? Do we have enough tobacco left in the tin to roll another ciggy? Or do we get a dog end out of it? Yeah, we've still got half a ciggy left. We'll be good and finish the ones we rolled earlier. Far better than getting to like Tuesday and realising I've run out of tobacco and then going, oh, there's a half one in there. Or realising next Sunday and smoking it a week later when it's really dry. Yeah, there is that, Eduardo. It's just, you know, there are certain people I'd rather think about not being dressed. Let's just put it that way. And who says I'm dressed when I watch anyone else's stream? Because I'll be honest, so for Jess's stream, I've normally just woken up from my nap. So, yeah. I'm all sleepy and semi-nude. I'm trying to figure out what day it is and who I am and what I'm doing. And all the other general things that happen just as you wake up. If you're undressed, we should do as we preach. Yeah. I do sometimes wonder, like, if you've got a pet cat or dog and they see you getting undressed, do they think you're taking your fur off? I used to say that to Zaki boy when it was floofy snooze time. Just a minute, I've got to de-fur first. Got to take my fur off. You'd sit there like a good boy, wait for me to take my fur off and lay down, get comfortable, and you come and snooze with me for as long as he wanted to snooze, which could be anything from 5 minutes to 9 hours. He could sleep for Britain, that cat. Ironically, he's probably awake more of the time now. Oh, yeah, some of the things our pets have seen. Oh, God. I'm surprised my fish haven't clawed their eyes out yet. I'm pretty sure my fan shrimp used to go, the old bamboos and the gabanensis. Fish abuse. Quite probably is. Hopefully they can't see that far out of the tank though. Especially with the lights out. It's fairly regular. I'll sit here. This is the brightest my place ever gets. Because I've got all three of the four downstairs lights on. Normally, might be one. And just use the light from the fish tanks. That's plenty enough. Or if I wake up really early, it's just the light from the TV screen. Some fish decided jumping out of the tank. That might be they want to get a closer look, Eduardo. This glass is in the way, I can't see properly. I want a better view. Doesn't explain the killifish, though they did commit fish aside on purpose. jumping into the filter and managing to mince themselves. Actually, that was one of the other things I nearly got today, was some Golden Wonder killifish. Now I thought, where am I actually going to put them? What tanks have I got that are suitable for Golden Wonder killifish? Because obviously, if I buy something like killifish, I'm going to want to try and breed them. And I don't have anywhere suitable at the moment to try and breed killifish. Because all the other tanks have generally got some kind of cichlid in them that will eat the eggs, or the fry, or the adults, to be honest. I just wish some of the plants in here would grow taller quickly. Hurry up and grow, damn you. For some reason, there seems to be a shortage of limnophilia around here at the moment. Probably because it's the easiest plant to grow. So that's another one that's on my list. Get some limnophilia. The Bacopa wouldn't survive in there. The Acaras would just destroy it, not by eating it, just by swimming through it and breaking it. And the Bristlenoses and the clown loaches. The Mollies would probably eat it, so yeah. At least the limnophilia grows fast enough to not worry about that. Yeah, I'll say this is it. I'm not. I'll say the last new fish I bought. Well, I say bought. I didn't even buy them. They were. That was a case of, here's all my cribs, give me them. And that was the albino cories in there. Cuttings. I'm good at the moment, thank you, Michelle. I'm sure I'll find some pets at home or something locally. Just seems to be a general shortage of plants at the moment. Whether it's Tropia have run out, they've down shelters for fish and such things. Yeah, do fish wonder about different positions they need? I shall do some research, Eduardo. Be some fun research at least. Although I don't have my glasses on, so I wouldn't be able to see. I'd have to put my glasses on during it. Or ask Mary to check. Stop for a moment, just check. Are the fish watching? I think the fish watching are the least of the issues around here. Chances are, we will have been, well, we've been seen by a cat when he was alive. We've definitely been seen by him as a ghost. And there's also Shadow, who likes to lurk at the top of the stairs quite a bit. Although they've been wandering about a bit this week as well, so. Yes, back to the goose in my house. They take notes just like Dee Dee. If there's one thing Dee Dee probably doesn't need to take notes on, Eduardo. Lost sound for a bit. That's probably my end, Dee Dee. Don't worry about it. There's been all sorts of weirdness going on. I'm speaking quietly because that seems to stop people complaining about the popping and crackling, which could be me speaking too loudly and overloading the mic. Because I do have a voice that carries quite well. Oh, I know Dee Dee takes fishy notes. She's very studious, taking notes. Ooh, that's interesting. I'll write that down so I don't forget it, which is always a good way to be. I try and take notes of these things, but I tend to forget to write them down. I'll be like, oh, I'll have to remember that. I'll write that down later, and then I forget. My booze system. Oh, you don't want to listen to me through my quality system. Yeah. They don't exactly use the highest quality audio jacks on laptops or computers. They use the lowest quality they can get rid of. God, yes. Oh, bless. You've been to one too many Ozzy Osbourne concerts, have you? Oh. Yes, Eduardo. Exactly. How to word that so it's not offensive. With years comes wisdom. We'll put it that way. Go do water changes. Oh, the epistylus. Hope you get that sorted about. And I'm going to be on the Tennessee Fish Mafia with Bob. Got a lot to do, but I'm only here for another couple of minutes, Dee. So thank you very much for turning up, my dear. Hope you get the epistylus sorted out. And I shall watch Tennessee Fish Mafia stream tomorrow at some point. Although, Bob's voice. If Bob did audiobooks, I wouldn't have problems sleeping. Let's put it that way. And the degenerate's back again, unless he's been lurking. He's been counting Hydra. That's what he's been doing. Either that or he's trying to grow his Hydra and create a Cthulhu in his fish tank. Lurking, counting minions. One Monty. Yes. And while you're here, give Monty a fuss from me. Head scratches, under the chin. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the spot. Oh, yeah. Yes, Hydra will do that. You hail it and it multiplies. And yes, he's the ladies' night stream producer, Mr. Degenerate Fish Keeper. If you're not subbed, please go sub. Because we need to get Jason to 499 subs. I'm sure if you got to like 499, they'd still let you in. But there we go. Anyway, my time is up. I think Brienne is on next, unless things have changed again or she's not going live for some reason. So if you pop over there, go. It's a little bit rude, but we'll go with that. Hashtag Plec machine or Plex machine. And Lady Di is all dressed and ready for Costco. So thank you very much, everyone, for showing up and being here and spending your Sunday morning with me. Hope you have a good week. Stay safe. Enjoy your hobby. Have fun. Peace out. Rock on. Bye-bye. Thanks for the super chat, Bob. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Ah.